Good day, folks, mates, and friends. This is Teacher Chief. You're tuned into TYC channel. Right now, we're going to be discussing a very important topic. It's a civil service exam last-minute battle tips. Now, it's for everyone who's going to be taking the civil service exam, for the first-time takers, the retakers, and of course, sa lahat ng mga nagkakaram at nais may pasa ang civil service na exam na ito po ay para sa inyo. Again, civil service exam last-minute battle tips coming right up. Battle tip number 6. Easy minions first, dragons later. Unahin muna natin yung mga madadaling questions bago yung mga time eaters. That's a definite strategy, man. Be a smart fighter by attacking categories that require less time to conquer before hitting on those time eaters. Again, easy minions first before the time eating dragons. Remember though that each question has the same weight, only 1 point each. So neither underestimate the minions nor procrastinate with dragons. Huwag ka na magtagal sa dragons, okay? Kasi pare-parehas lang naman sila ng points. Again, if you still have time, you can just go back to them. Of course, there are really surprise questions spread everywhere, regardless of category, whose main purpose being there is to simply entangle you, delay your advance, and eat your lifeline. Be aware of this and jump out quickly if you encounter one. Still, always leave your dagger by shading an answer just the same. The return mark will do the trick for later point scavenging. Battle tip number 7. Time is not on your side. Ang oras ang pinakamatindi mong kalaban. Civil service exam for professionals will give you 3 hours and 10 minutes to cover 170 questions. That's not much time, folks. That's why you really have to budget your time wisely. TYC recommends time allocation of 2 minutes per item under the numerical reasoning and the organization of ideas. 30 seconds each for all other items. The combined numerical and organization of ideas is about 45 items, which will eat up 90 minutes of your time. The other 125 items thereabouts will take 62.5 minutes. If you meet the 30 seconds per item target, this will give you a spare scavenging time of 37.5 minutes, which you could use to backtrack on the return markers. Yung 37.5 minutes na masasave mo, pwede mo magamit yun para balikan yung mga ibang questions na nagda-doubt ka kanina or yung bago mo sila lagpasan, okay? Now, if you intend to stay put on an item longer than your target time, you may do so provided you keep in mind that your spare time is chipped off every time you linger. So make the adjustment. Bottom line, use your time wisely and work fast. This is a running battle, so don't duck for cover. Battle tip number 8. Quick hunting for clues. Of course, gusto natin ng clues sa lahat ng mga questions. Now, if you're wondering if there's a clue somewhere, 2 areas to find them. First, embedded in the question itself. For example, if reading a story remains complicated after you've done speed reading, it means you're being derailed. Pinababagal ka. Alright? Now, step back. Identify the particular item being asked by the question and quickly locate it on the reading material. Usually, you will find it before, after, or within that particular sentence na kasama yung item na yun. So, malapit lang siya dun. Now, second clue. On the offered choices. Now, using quick deduction, syempre, nabasa mo na siya, meron ka ng quick recall, no? Immediately cancel out the unrelated choices. This will leave you with at least 2 options. Ngayon, yung difference ng mga options na yun, usually, malaki naman yung difference or medyo konti lang difference na yun. The important thing is to identify where they differ. Now, let your subconscious, kung medyo hindi nag-work yung cognitive mo, let your subconscious identify which among those differences is most related to the question. Now, shade your first option. Then make a return mark if needed. Again, huwag natin kakalimutan na during your training and review process, bago yung exam na to, your subconscious is also learning. Nag-undergo rin siya ng training. So if your cognitive is not working and it's going bonkers, let your subconscious take over. Trust your instinct, okay? Kaya meron tayong hunch. Usually, kung ano yung first hunch natin, yun yung usually correct. Okay, so shade it. Battle tip number 9. Bonus zone first. Opo mga folks, meron pong bonus zone. Now, where do we find this bonus zone? Folks, this is under the descriptive questions. Ito yung 20 items thereabouts na walang right or wrong answer. Simply, they'll be asking for the details, your course, and the position you'd like to get into government. Just those particular details along those lines. So, again, no right or wrong answer. You could quickly utilize about 30 seconds per item responding to those questions. Now, of course, bilisan lang natin yung pagsusulat at maging legible, okay? Now, that will be the first thing you need to do. Attack the bonus zone. Battle tip number 10. Attack the 4 generals next. Ibig sabihin nito, isunod natin yung general information. The general information section is composed of 4 subcategories, namely, Philippine Constitution, Code of Conduct and Ethical Standard for Public Officials and Employees, Peace and Human Rights Issues and Concepts, Environment and Management Protection. Now, all these sections will ask for 20 items, total questions, and you could easily answer each question within the 30 seconds time target na gusto natin. No? Now, in preparing for all these questions, you need to go back reading sa mga local newspapers and at least 6 months, no, just to cover the issues, local and global issues na pertaining to all of these items. Okay. Now, for the Philippine Constitution, you have to memorize a section, arrangement, saka understand the gist. For the Code of Conduct and the Ethical Standards, situational ang mga questions, no? So, you need to answer if a person is a violation of a certain section and the penalties thereof. For the peace and human rights issues, local and global issues to also, most importantly, yung children's rights, okay? Pertaining to the organizations involved and all those rights, the children's rights. Now, for the environment and management protection, take note of the organizations and treaties, local and global. Now, there are sometimes out of this world questions like when is Earth Day or when is Water Day? You might be asked when is the 0 hour. Kung hindi kayo familiar, you just need to do a reading again in regard to these topics para hindi ka mahirapan. Again, reading, napaka-importante, no? Actually, more than 70% ng all questions pertaining to the civil service that will be covered kung nagbabasa ka talaga, no? Just continue reading, all right? So, again, there's a tendency to overthink in regard to questions. May entangle ka pag feeling mo alam mo sagutin pero hindi mo naman pala alam talaga sagutin. So, again, use your return markers but answer these questions as fast as you could.